I have tender bits today. I'm not injured, not even a little. My lower back is just feeling weirdly loose, like almost hypermobile and vulnerable in the socket. I thought I'd throw a bar on my back, because it's squat every day, and just see how it felt under load in slow motion. And sure enough, once I got below parallel, I began to feel some suspicious stuff in the lower back and weirdly the right ankle, meaning that I think these two defects are connected today, not overall, but today. While I'm doing all this, I'm listening to the latest Theo Vaughn. I don't normally listen to Theo Vaughn. I find his um, rural affect insulting and a little offensive. I know it's part of his bit and his jokes and all that, but I grew up with cats like that. Well, first of all, I grew up in that and have some of that in me and worked really hard to disguise it. Um, because of my own youthful prejudices. The fact that I just used a phrase like youthful prejudices, that's good evidence that I tried to get rid of that hick aspect in myself. Um, but a lot of those cats that I grew up with, despite the way they talked and despite their interests, were very intelligent people. With the full spectrum of human emotions. And this bit he puts on, and I know it's comedy and it isn't designed to hurt, it's designed to make people laugh, not hurt my feelings. But I find it insulting. So I have little patience for Theo Vaughn. But he's got a near-death experience guy on today, and I found their conversation interesting. This near-death experience guy is definitely a Christian, and it's a little irritating that he's studying a very, very interesting phenomena of the human mind, or the human consciousness, or the human spirit, and he cannot, even though he's attempting to be scientific, secular worldview. He's doing a very bad job of keeping those things separate. And he cannot entertain any spiritual worldview that isn't like Judeo-Christian. Frustrating. But interesting too, and I think the best things are like that. They're both frustrating and interesting. I decided to do the Sigmund Klein press, and I thought for fun I'd go through all my dumbbells. So this is a 2-pound dumbbell, and I go all the way up to 30. And what I'm just trying to do is just see at what point I'm having trouble. So you might be thinking right now, Joe, geez, you got like a jacked up lower back. Why would you do the movement that's most threatening to your lower back? Yeah, good question. Well, because I'm a dumb guy. I mean, that would be the number one reason. But also, I felt like it would be useful as an assessment tool. And just watching this video, I'm already getting good information. Like, notice when I'm in the bottom position, how the arm supporting the weight, the shoulder is far on the inside of the midline. That's normally not the case with me. Like, look at that. That is not even close to a straight line. And it isn't a mobility issue. I'm biasing the lower back. And while I was doing the movement, I didn't feel, that one looks a little better, but I wasn't consciously doing this. So, yeah, I think I got a very, very low grade tweak of the old lower back, which makes sense with the one-arm deadlifts and the deadlifts. Today's a rest day. And so I'm taking a rest day. Like, this is what I do on rest days. After this, and there's a nice little shot of my butt, you're welcome. But after this, I tried to do my Turkish get-ups, And I got up to a 45-pound bar. I don't think I filmed all of this, but I got up to a 45-pound bar. I did one on each side, and they felt dangerous and bad. Interesting, I can feel real strength gains in the wrist elbow complex, which is the part I'm most worried about. That just looked awful. The part I'm most worried about is wrist elbow. Because if my wrist buckles when I've got 70 in that position, the Turkish getup is unique in some ways in that if you fail in the lift, the weight's coming down directly on top of you. Like it's kind of a weird movement in that there really isn't a good bail. There's no, like, especially with a barbell. If you have like a dumbbell, you could probably get out of the way, but with a barbell, you're getting hit. So if you get under the weight, you better be sure you have it. There's no ironic, because it's kind of considered an ego lift, but ironically, you can't go into it with any ego. I mean, a fail is not life-threatening, but threatening, for sure. Oh, that one looked awful too. I think I'm up to 15 pounds here. I begin to feel problems at 20 and then real problems at 30. 20 to 30 is a big jump considering the dumbbells I'm moving with. You can see me doing my little sexy dance here. I'm also had some trouble just getting my hips organized, And the last 2 or 3 nights I haven't slept fantastic. I slept fine, but not overly fine. And it's just a sign. It's just a common organic sign. I've ramped up the weight. I'm ready for a deload, and luckily that's next week. So next week I'm going to do some high rep stuff. I'm going to do some pump work, and that's it. And then the week after, 5 sets of 5, 4 sets of 4, 3 sets of 3, 5 sets of 2. Hopefully coming somewhere close to a new max. Deload again. And then I'm back to 5 sets of 10, 4 sets of 8, 3 sets of 6, 4 sets of 4. I'm feeling great about this program. Like, I'm a little beat up right now, but that's like, those are the taxes you agree to pay, Like, I'm beat up, but I'm happy. I'm also going to add some more targeted assistance work in the next block, or I guess half block. I don't know the whole mesocycle thing. I don't like using that word. It just seems silly to me. And I don't know why it seems silly to me, but it does. But I'm considering this a 10-week block, broken into 2 parts, 2 deloads, 8 weeks of work, and I'm hoping to get 5 of them done this year. So I'm almost halfway done the first one. And like, as for goals, well, I'd like to squat 315 by the end of the year. I've got an attitude problem about the squat. I feel like I didn't get anywhere last year. And in fact, I lost ground. And, my standard's going to be a wider stance squat to the height of that milk crate, which is about 11 inches, which is definitely a legal squat in any sort of competition setting. I think it's a couple inches lower. Depth is never a problem for me anyway. I mean, I'm not worried about quibbling over depth. But yeah, and that's my goal. All the other lifts, I'm gonna let them happen. I'm not really worried about them. I imagine my deadlift will go up pretty significantly. I'm gonna work on old-timey strongman lifts. Here's my Turkish getup, man. Watch how ugly this thing is. I also shaved a Walter White style goatee, which I'm unhappy with. But, what are you gonna do? cry about it on YouTube, I guess. That's about it. So this is my right side, like just just goofy mechanics, just really goofy. The arm interestingly felt great, but my legs, it's like I had newborn giraffe legs. They just were not willing to do what I wanted them to do. Really frustrating because, you know, with the exception of a little bit of like looseness in my hips and lower back, I feel pretty good and expected to get a good workout in today. But that just wasn't the case. You know, what are you going to do? Cry about it on YouTube. I'm repeating myself here, but you get the idea. The left side. Here we go. So watching it for the first time, this one felt truly terrible. I'm pretty curious to see what it looks like. I couldn't even find the balance point on the bar. Like, it was pretty hard for me to just even get that situated in my hand. And yeah, rough, man. Just no proprioception, no awareness of my body or my implement in space. Really lousy activation. Ugh, awful. What am I doing with those legs? Look at that posted arm. It looks like shit. And it's fucking helicoptering on me. I'm about ready to take out my fluorescence. Yep. Boo. Bad job, old man. So that's it for today, guys. Really light work. Barely counts as a workout. This is Joe in real life. I love you, cats. Tomorrow, I'll be back up. I think we'll do overhead presses, and I might rematch the Turkish get-up. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. You know, until then, be good to each other. Do your level best. Try as hard as you can, at least. And I'm going to do the same. I got my kid today, so I'm excited.